The Olympic dream, glory and gold. But at what cost? Every 2 years, athletes push their limits, striving for gold and etching their names in history. For host cities, the Games require billions in infrastructure, security, and logistics. The financial legacy of the Olympics is a mixed bag, with some cities reaping benefits while others grapple with debt. A tale of two Olympics, when hosting makes and breaks the bank. The 1984 Los Angeles Olympics turned a profit of over $200 million. Beijing 2008 leveraged the Games to showcase its global ambitions. The 2004 Athens Games faced cost overruns and dwindling tourism revenues. The 2016 Rio Olympics left Brazil with billions in debt and underutilized facilities. These cautionary tales highlight the economic risks of hosting the Games. The IOC, the puppet master of Olympic profits? Founded in 1894, the IOC has evolved into a multi-billion-dollar organization. Initially focused on amateur sports, the IOC shifted towards maximizing profits. Critics argue this pursuit of profit compromises the Games' original values. The IOC has become a master of leveraging the Olympic brand to generate revenue. This dynamic creates a contentious relationship between the IOC and host cities. The price of Olympic glory. A history of bargaining and bidding wars. Securing the right to host the Olympics is a high-stakes affair. The IOC's demands on host cities have escalated, requiring lavish ceremonies and state-of-the-art facilities. The 1976 Montreal Olympics became a financial disaster, leaving a legacy of debt. The Montreal experience made cities more cautious about bidding. However, the allure of Olympic glory continues to attract bidders. The television revolution. How broadcasting rights reshaped the Olympic business. Television transformed the Olympics into a global spectacle, watched by billions. The 1960 Rome Olympics marked the first live global broadcast. The value of Olympic broadcasting rights skyrocketed, transforming the IOC's financial standing. This influx of revenue allowed the IOC to expand its operations. However, it also created a power struggle over the distribution of these riches. The IOC's slice of the pie, from humble beginnings to financial powerhouse. In the early days, the IOC's financial involvement was modest. Television broadcasting rights became the IOC's golden goose. The IOC started demanding a bigger piece of the pie. By the 2000s, they commanded a 50% stake in broadcasting revenue. This shift sparked debates about fairness and who reaps the rewards of the Games. The high-stakes gamble host cities caught between ambition and financial risk. Hosting the Olympics is a gamble of epic proportions. Cities face the financial burden and risk of long-term debt. New stadiums, upgraded transportation, and accommodations can spiral costs. Some cities manage to strike a balance, ensuring long-term sustainability. Others face public backlash over exorbitant spending and underutilized facilities. From white elephants to white knights, the legacy of Olympic infrastructure. The legacy of Olympic infrastructure is a mixed bag. Beijing's Bird's Nest Stadium has become a vibrant hub for the city. Athens' facilities fell into disrepair due to financial constraints and lack of planning. Successful legacies underscore the importance of sustainable planning. It's about ensuring Olympic investments benefit the host city for generations. Money, money, money. The big business of Olympic broadcasting. Television transformed the Olympics into a global spectacle. The games became prime-time entertainment, captivating billions. Broadcasting rights became a lucrative commodity. Networks clamored to secure the rights, knowing audiences would be glued to their screens. The price tag for these rights soared, making the Olympics a major player in sports entertainment. The price of prime time. How the IOC flexes its broadcasting muscle. The IOC realized they held the keys to a global phenomenon. Host cities found themselves in a delicate dance with the IOC. The IOC demanded a lion's share of the broadcasting revenue. Host cities argued they deserved a larger portion due to their investments. This ongoing tug of war highlights the complex financial ecosystem of the Olympics. Beyond the box. Streaming into the future of Olympic viewership. The rise of streaming platforms is reshaping the games. The IOC launched its own streaming platform, the Olympic Channel. This move signals the IOC's intention to engage directly with audiences. The streaming landscape is fiercely competitive. The IOC must adapt, forging strategic partnerships and delivering compelling content. The birth of a cash cow, from humble beginnings to big-ticket sponsorships. In the early days, sponsorship was a quaint affair. The 1984 Los Angeles Olympics introduced top-tier sponsorships. Companies sought exclusive access to leverage the Olympic brand. The era of big-ticket Olympic sponsorships had begun. This transformed the Olympic sponsorship landscape. The top tier. Exclusive clubs and the allure of Olympic gold. Remember the top program we mentioned earlier? That's where the real money talks. It's like the VIP section of Olympic sponsorship, reserved for the biggest and most influential brands on the planet. Think global giants like Coca-Cola, Visa, Samsung, and Omega. Companies with deep pockets and a desire to align themselves with the pinnacle of athletic achievement. Joining this exclusive club doesn't come cheap. We're talking hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars for the privilege of plastering your logo on everything from athlete uniforms to stadium signage. But for these corporate titans, it's a price worth paying. The Olympics offer unparalleled global reach, a chance to connect with billions of potential customers united by their passion for sport. Of course, the IOC benefits greatly from this arrangement, raking in billions in sponsorship revenue that helps fund the games and bolster their own coffers. It's a mutually beneficial, albeit controversial, relationship that has become deeply intertwined with the modern Olympic movement. The price of partnership. When corporate interests collide with Olympic ideals. While the influx of corporate sponsorship has undoubtedly fueled the growth and global reach of the Olympic Games, it hasn't come without a price. Critics argue that the pervasive presence of corporate branding has eroded the game's spirit of amateurism and transformed them into a platform for commercial exploitation. Imagine this: an athlete pouring their heart and soul into a grueling competition, only to have their moment of triumph overshadowed by a sea of corporate logos. It's a jarring juxtaposition that raises questions about the true meaning of the games and the values they represent. Moreover, the IOC's reliance on corporate sponsors has drawn scrutiny for prioritizing profit over principle. Cases of questionable sponsorships, such as tobacco and alcohol companies aligning themselves with an event that promotes health and well-being, have sparked outrage and accusations of hypocrisy. The debate over the role of corporate sponsorship in the Olympics is complex and multifaceted. While corporate dollars have undoubtedly helped elevate the Games to new heights, it's crucial to strike a balance between financial necessity and the preservation of the Olympic spirit. Otherwise, we risk transforming a celebration of athletic achievement into a mere marketing opportunity, sacrificing the soul of the Games at the altar of corporate greed. The price tag of glory, tallying up the staggering costs of hosting the Games. Hosting the Games is like throwing the world's most extravagant party. The bill can be truly eye-watering. First up, the construction frenzy, erecting colossal stadiums and athlete villages. Then, accommodating the Olympic circus, tens of thousands of athletes, coaches, and media personnel. Security is a paramount concern, massive deployment of police and surveillance systems, and the legacy of infrastructure, some gleaming, some not. Long-term costs can weigh heavily on a city's budget. When the cheers fade and the bills come due. Ah, the Olympics. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, the heartwarming stories of human triumph. And then the sobering reality of the post-Olympic hangover. Once the athletes have packed their bags and the Olympic flame has been extinguished, the host city grapples with financial fallout. Some venues transform into vibrant community hubs, while others become expensive, underutilized behemoths. Hosting the Olympics often requires massive loans, and the hope is that the Games will generate enough revenue to pay off these debts. History shows host cities can experience economic downturns and political instability post-Games. So, while the Olympics bring national pride and recognition, it's crucial to approach them with realism and a well-calculated spreadsheet. The true legacy of the Games is often measured not in medals, but in the long-term financial health of the host city. The Olympic Balancing Act, a legacy of triumph, turmoil, and tough choices. So, where do we land on the question of profitability? Like a gymnast attempting a triple somersault, it's complicated. There's no easy answer, no single formula for success or disaster. The Games have evolved into a multi-billion-dollar spectacle. Los Angeles 1984 turned a profit. Athens 2004 and Rio 2016 left financial burdens. Hosting the Olympics is a gamble. It's a high-stakes game with potential rewards and risks. The quest for a legacy balancing triumph with financial responsibility remains.